Well, the video stopped at 12 minutes. I'm not sure where it stopped at, but we'll start up again. I'm on Oakland Road again. This is Potato Canyon. Birch Creek on the right. It's unbelievable, the size of these boulders that were rolling down. As I was saying, I've been up here when it's blown out several times, but boulders were half this size. These boulders are 5-6 feet across. I remember this guy, he had a bridge here. And I'll pull in where you can see. He had a low water bridge. But most of these guys up here have tractors. And what happens is these bridges will plug up and it goes over the top. Like he did here, like it happened here. A lot of these guys, he's got a nice little front loader there. A Cat 440. But they get in here real fast and they can open up their driveways. That guy down below that I pulled out the skid steer Bobcat I saw that was sinking, he didn't have a bridge or anything, and it had filled up like 12 feet across. His neighbor was trying to dig it out, and the Bobcat started sinking down into the creek bed was normally 12 feet deep. It was 12 feet level with mud. He started sinking down, and I threw in my winch line and kept him from sinking. He had to flee the Bobcat. He was going to go under with it. And we got him out. Luckily, it took a bit. I had to use the traction, what do you call them, sled things, the red plastic, and it backed him right on up. But oh my God, this is taking out fences. It doesn't seem as wide. Well, on the other side, see, it comes out into the road here, and this berm on the left kind of keeps it here. But look at the size of them boulders. But it's spread over like a Candy's place. It's spread over, God, 150, 200 yards. This is crazy. Now here was where they had K-rails. Remember I said some people put out K-rails? This place here, I remember put K-rails out to try and keep it off this ranch right here. And I don't see the K-rails. It's gone up into their corrals. Oh man. And these boulders must have sounded like tanks coming with all the big boulders, rolling. When they roll in the creek beds, it's a creepy sound. Now this guy's got a low, he doesn't have a culvert. He just this is 38203. It just piles up in there, and they got a backhoe or a neighbor or a front loader come in and open him up. Here's where I saw the two. I think it was three. I saw two for sure on the dash cam. 3 mountain lions right here crossed. Right up here on the left. Right up here at the end of the orchard on the left. They were going left to right. That was during the fire, El Dorado fire. I was coming down 9, 10, and I remember the lady that lives right here, I think it was, in this house said their dogs went crazy. They saw the video and they said their dogs went nuts. Oh, I got to come up here tomorrow and take some pictures. This is just on my right. The debris flow goes out probably 100 yards, 150, way out of the banks. They had K-rails up here too. I remember the last blood. Now this is the low water. Oh, you ain't getting across there. I don't even know if that's a driveway. I can't tell. It's just deep, deep, deep mud. Boy, it reminds me of a pig pen. When we were up there last night, it was all wet and muddy. If you ever been in a muddy, wet pig pen, because everywhere you turn there was mud. I ended up with mud in my face and my clothes and my truck. I had to wash it off this morning. I probably washed. Oh, it's shut down here. Oh yeah, look at that. This is the power lines they were talking about. I thought they were below, but this is the power lines now here on Birch Creek. Birch Creek crosses right here. Right up above to the left is Oakland Steakhouse. This comes up right at the parking lot of Oakland Steakhouse, the road. The left is the creek, Birch Creek. But this is where it took out I can imagine with those boulders coming down. Dude, you ain't stopping those boulders. There's a K-rail there, I think. Yeah, they had K-rails. You can see them on the white there on the right. That's the K-rails. Oh, and I love this old barn. I always come up and take pictures of this. It just says country farmhouse. Whenever they get this cleaned up, if you want to get a nice picture of the barn, come up here, and it's on Potato Canyon. But look, this, yeah, Potato Canyon's cut in half. I'll give you a little look here. I think it was this lady that said their dogs went nuts, but you know what? I think those K-rails are buried over there. I don't know if I can get you around enough to see it. On the left there, I don't want to get stuck up here. See the left, those K-rails? Those were protecting that house, and it looks like they did their job. The K-rails are under mud now. That front yard wasn't up like that. It was, that front yard was probably 5-8 feet lower, but hopefully it protected that house. Kept the mud out of once you get, worst thing I've ever experienced besides tornadoes and fire, I think as far as just damage, it's the mud, the flooding. When I grew up in the Midwest where the Mississippi River along there, once the flood got in there, went halfway up your walls, you had to tear out everything because you had mold. We'd find catfish, we weren't in a flood zone, but I had friends in flood zones. We would get cut off from school to go sandbag the levees, and we'd find fish in the house. When the water would go down. But they, oh my God, I gotta get a picture here. This is just crazy. It's crazy mud. For as far as I can see over here on the left, it's just so much. So much debris. Like the guy I was talking to down there earlier that knew Candy, he was saying that on her lot there, she's got a lot of debris like this, and she said county offered to get it out of there, but he was just shaking his head on how much mud and the boulders are down there. It seems like it's worse. Well, I wouldn't say worse down lower. I think everybody got just inundated with this mud and boulders. It's a miracle nobody got killed. But they evacuated them. They were evacuating, I think it was 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. They were saying Birch Creek up here, evacuate to the east. Casablanca down lower, evacuate to the west. Because they had a flash flood warning up. That's one thing people are saying, well, we got caught off guard. It's like, how do you get caught off guard? I put up a warning at 2. It said, heads up, it's coming again. It was over above Whitewater, Cabazon, but you can watch your radar app and you can see the storm cell. The cell got big and lightning booming, and somebody in Forest Falls, we got caught off guard. How do you get caught off guard? It was forecasted for rain. The evacuation order went up late, I'll give you that, but the Forest Falls people are saying, well, they evacuated us last year a bunch of times when there was no rain. It was, they were crying wolf. And I was like, if it's me, and I live here, and it's gonna rain, and this is right below a burn scar, I'm leaving. You don't have to tell me to leave, because see these boulders? There was a lady killed in Forest Falls years ago. The boulder came right through her house and killed her. So I don't get everybody wants the government to come save them, but you got to work on your own. You got to save your own self. And I know there's a limited cell in some places. The power was out. Generators. You got to have a generator. If you live up here, especially in this burn scar, you got to have a generator. You got to have backup water. And if you can't get, call somebody or go down to where you get cell and check in. Find out what's going on. I'm gonna stop and take a picture here. I think that was a driveway. How you doing?
How you guys doing?
Good. That's a driveway, right?
It was a driveway.
Was.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it took out that drive. That driveway's impassable right now, and I don't know if there's a bridge under that. I'm trying to get an address. I don't see an address. Down lower than the Red Barn, took out their white picket fence. Like I said, it goes back 100, 200 yards to my left. Usually it would go a little bit out of banks on the left, And this berm here on the right would keep it on the road. It would mostly go down the road. Potato Canyon Road right here. It was usually right here and then maybe 20, 50 yards on the left out of the bank. But it's like 4 or 5 times worse. Oh, there's a dang street. I don't know if we can go back here. Yeah, let's take a ride back here. See, this was a low water bridge here. I don't know what I would do. Low water bridge, you just have to scrape it out. You know, the guy's got that front loader. And if you put in culverts, like Bearpaw Reserve, Nature Reserve up there on Highway 38, they replaced the culverts, the bigger ones. They went from like 1 foot to 3 foot. Then they got blown out. And they put in 6 foot culverts to try and keep that road across Mill Creek open to the Bearpaw's right before the turn to go to Forest Falls. And Ruth, that manages that place, posted a video of it. Boy, it was yesterday, and it was roaring through those 6 footers. They appeared to be holding up. I mean, because that was a pretty good test yesterday. But yeah, see how far it came over? All these people have this nice little Texaco, station here, I guess, in their yard, and it got that Texaco kind of a little, and they got orchards back in here, apples, and they got, kids that got plague sets, and this house on the left looks okay, but this on the right, the water takes the path of least resistance, and that Texaco thing got it pretty bad. Yeah, they're running a generator. Yeah, they don't have power in here. They got a big Jenny going right there to. Oh, that's a really nice house there. It looks like that house. They must have a Jenny because I see lights. You don't see a lot of lights, but I'm sure this whole canyon's out. Man, it's just so devastating. Like I was saying about the mud and the flooding, it just ruins everything. All your clothes start to mold up, food, everything. You got to start from over, and you got to tear the drywall off, and you got to restud it. And we had a place at the river on Mississippi where it was up on stilts, about 20 feet, and that helped. I'm gonna go up. I don't know if we can get to OG Steakhouse, but maybe we can get to the side of it there. There you see the sunset down there. Man, it's just, I spent a lot of time up here, and it really hurts to see all this damage. There's the orchards with the deer on the left there. I haven't seen any, what's that right there? Oh, that's a apple tree stump. A lot of that's burned right here in the I think it was El Dorado fire. There's that memorial for that young man that was killed there, or that died right there. He got hit by a car, if I remember right. It was 3 a.m. I forget his name. But yeah, right here's where during the fire, when I first got up here, right after the fire started, the deer were running through here. And one deer went up the right way, and she came back, and we were right there at the turnout where that white pickup was. We were trying to get her to turn around. She ran back into the fire. Of course, fire was all around us up here. Finally, a chief came over and said, yeah, we need to get out of here. It came from the left. It was going to burn across right here on the right. And in fact, it was spotting over there by those homes downrange. And we grabbed one of the crew and pointed out that it was spotting over there. And he got on the radio, and they did an airdrop. A heli tanker came over and dropped some water on it and saved those homes right there, on my right here. Yeah, that was when it starts getting all the way around me, I get out of there, because you want to have a couple ways to go in case one gets cut off, and we at that time we were almost didn't have anywhere to go, just back down. But the fire was getting ready to cross by Candy's place, and it was making a run at the village right here. It was coming across this way, heading toward the village. The fire raced across the bench at El Dorado Park north, hit the chaparral, then it did a left run and a right run at the base of the mountain there, and holy mackerel. But we're up on Oakland Road now. We're coming up to Oakland Steakhouse. That flashing you see is I've got my yellow flashers. I'm in the close zone, so especially at night, run the flashers so they see us. There's a lot of big rigs up here working, and this will give you a little view of boy. Look at the big excavators. Holy mackerel! And they got a road. Yeah, they've cut a road. This was like about 10, 12 feet of. This is Birch Creek. Comes down. This is where it blew out here, and oh, the poor Oakland Steakhouse. Oh man, that creek's full of mud. Looks like they dug out the mud on the left there. I'll kind of swoop through here. Those are crew buses there. There's a hand cruise. Harrison Canyon. I think that's San Bernardino. This may be Brandon and them up here trying to do their thing. How you doing?
What's up, man?
What a mess. Oh.
It's a mess and a half.
Is Brandon, let me get out of this guy. Brandon up here?
What happened?
Brandon up here?
Is that, what's his name? Devin's uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the tractor.
Thanks.
Go over there by the truck.
Let's get out of this guy. Yeah, Brandon's running that tractor with the front bucket. I'll get out and walk around here and maybe talk to him. I'll get this video started uploading. Thanks for watching.